Hi everyone. I'm afraid there was no audio when I shared the video. I'm gonna see what I can do. But yeah, we still have few minutes. We're gonna wait for our speaker and some more attendees to join in. And yeah, just share this link to your staff, to your colleagues. But anyway, this is recorded as always. But yeah, we're still be waiting for a few more attendees. So just sit back and hopefully stay with us until the end of the session. Hi, Prashant.
Good morning. Hello, how are you?
Good morning. I'm good, except the weather is not. It's just so
It
hot
it
here.
it is so cold here. I can't tell you. It is so bad in Melbourne at the moment.
I'm
It's been
sure.
I mean, I have my jacket and all that on. It's been hailing and it's been terrible. It's like 5 degrees at the moment.
Whoa, so cold.
How are you? How's things? How's family? All well?
All good, Prashant. Just like doing all these webinars with our agents. There are a few more joining in. So just reminding them to join for this webinar. So we'll be having some of our agents across Philippines. There are a few who would be joining in New Zealand and Australia as well.
Awesome,
Uh,
brilliant.
yes. So, but yes, this is recorded, so our agents can just check on our YouTube channel. But after this, our team will still be sending the link together with all the marketing materials you can share to us. Yeah, actually, I was able to share the video you sent to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no audio. I'm not sure if
Mhm.
there is audio on my end, but when I shared it,
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's something that I missed to, like click or link
Okay, I
or
will share.
whatever. Maybe we
I'm
can,
happy to. Yeah, yeah. What
yeah,
I'll
we
do
can,
is,
let's just check if there's an audio on your,
yeah. Would you mind if I play the video here, like to so that they can see as such? They're very
yes,
short
yes,
videos.
sure. And I'll just let you know if there's audio
Yeah, yeah, sure.
while we
Yeah.
wait for others.
One second. How's things been in Philippines? Visas and all that, are they going okay? I mean, we're getting mixed signals at the moment.
Mixed signals, yes. And I think our attendees can share some of their experience as well for the past maybe like from January. So yeah,
Look, for,
because
for, for us, from that should look to be really honest, from Philippines, numbers are low, but we have had 100% grant rate as such for
that's
semester
nice.
one. In wet and in higher ed as such, we have a couple of higher ed applications that we are dealing with at the moment. I'm actually planning to come down to Manila in the next 2 weeks or so. Uh,
Okay.
one trip, before I wrap up for the semester two intake.
Right.
While
Right.
I'll talk to you separately on, what
Of
happy
course.
post them, put them in a hotel or something if they want me to do this face to faces because things are really changing at a rapid pace. What I can tell you is South Asia has been decimated. The visa grant rates from Asia is gone. I mean, it's like DHA has wiped out, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka from their maps, literally. So everybody, if you see, is now focusing on Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia.
Now, I know the DHA is conducting a webinar about Africa as well. So that's what's going to be happening moving forward. But the problem, what's happening is if they want us to focus on these regions, it's good. But then they keep sending mixed signals like one gets a visa, one doesn't get a visa, and that hampers the confidence of the partners as well.
Right. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Hang on, let me play this.
Can you able to share your screen, you
Yeah,
think?
let me just pause this 1 second. Where can I share my screen here? Share. Sending it to you. I think you have to grant
Oops,
me a
sorry. Yeah, we can try now.
required share sound. Okay, there has to be an option here which shares sound. Select this option if you want others to hear sounds coming from your computer. I'm not able to click that, but let's try. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Now tell me, can you hear it? Can you hear?
No.
Okay, there has
Maybe
to
we
be.
can check on your YouTube channel.
No, YouTube channel is fine. This
Yeah,
is playing from a YouTube channel only, but there is one option here, which
I
comes down.
know.
I don't know why that is not coming.
But anyway, this is on the website of Chisholm,
Yeah,
so
this
our
is on the.
attendees can definitely check it out after the webinar. No, it's
Yeah.
just three short videos, agents. So yeah, feel
What
free. But yeah,
what
I
I'll
think we can. Sorry,
I'll
Prashant.
put it.
Yeah.
I'll keep putting the videos in the. Oh, sorry. Sorry, my video is playing in the background and I got confused for a second. So what I'll do is I'll keep putting these links in the chat window as
Chat.
we go. So
Okay.
initially, what I've done is there's a presentation what I'll run through, and towards the end, I've done a Kahoot quiz with 10 questions. Very
Okay.
simple.
Exciting.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I'll look. I think it'll maximum go on for an hour or so, and then happy to take any questions what they may have, and yep, we'll go from there. Yeah, sounds good.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we can start. It's 10:07. We can start, but yeah, there are
Yeah.
still more joining in. But again, welcome, dear agents, to another webinar session with Yes Education. So again, warm Thursday greetings to everyone. Good afternoon as well to some of our agents joining in from New Zealand and Australia. So today we're excited to feature one of our valued institution partners, a leading TAFE provider from Victoria, Australia. So we also encourage everyone to stay until the end. As Prashant mentioned, there is after the session, we'll be having a mini game with exciting prizes up for grabs. So joining us today is Mr. Prashant Prasanna, the manager for international student recruitment and admissions, all the way from the beautiful but cold state of Victoria. So, Prash, lovely to be joining us with us today. So, the spotlight is yours now.
Thank you so much, Pau. Thanks a lot for organizing this session as such. It feels like I just met you couple of days ago as such, And but look, thank you once again for all your support, and really looking forward to working with Yes Education and seeing you all attendees in person sometime soon. So for all those who don't know me, my name is Prashant Prasanna. I currently handle international student recruitment and admissions at Chisholm TAFE. I'm currently based out of Melbourne, and it is extremely cold here today. It's 5 degrees. This morning, I was actually dropping my daughter to the school. it hailed so much, it almost looked like, there is a thick blanket of snow on the ground. So, that's the reason I'm in jackets and such. But yeah, it's extremely cold. I was in Nepal and Sri Lanka just 2 days ago, and the weather over there is so different. And the moment I came into Melbourne as such, it's so opposite. So interesting. I mean, that's the fantastic thing about Melbourne. No day is same. You get to see all seasons in one day as such. Um, Look, I'm sure that you would have heard the conversations me and Pa were having just a couple of minutes ago as such. It's been an interesting landscape in the last couple of months, especially when it comes to the Department of Home Affairs with the markets that they're currently focusing on as such. I know the current focus for DHA, that's Department of Home Affairs, is increasing the numbers from Southeast Asia, and I think Philippines is in a very strong position. So what I aim to do today is I have a presentation which I'll take you through. I'm sorry it has to be a PowerPoint presentation as such, but I'll try to make it as informative as possible. A couple of slides followed by a small Kahoot quiz. 10 questions only, very simple and straightforward. Um, so if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to put them in the chat window, and I'll try and answer them as I go through the presentation as such. So if you all are ready, I'm just going to start sharing my screen. Bob, just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, all good, Prash.
All good. Thank you. All right. Welcome to Chisholm. Again, my name is Prashant. I handle international student recruitment and admissions based out of Melbourne. I have a small team in here that assists me with recruitment and admissions. So I'm basically responsible for recruitment from across the globe. Just a little bit of myself before I start the presentation. I came to Australia originally as an international student in 2006, did my master's program, and ever since then, I've been working in this industry. I've worked with private institutions, I worked with universities, and now I'm currently working with Chisholm, which is a TAFE. Now, the biggest question you all would have in your mind is what is a TAFE? There is a big confusion about TAFE, university, private provider, and so on. So let me see if I can clear this for you. So the way the system works in Australia is you have the universities, which are institutions funded by the federal government of Australia. So you have around 42 or 43 universities as such, which are owned by the Australian government, and they run a wide variety of courses in undergraduate, postgraduate, and the research stream as such. So we are a TAFE. We are a public funded institution. We are not a private provider. We are owned by the respective state government, and we deliver a wide variety of courses in the undergraduate and the vocational education stream as such. And then you have the private providers and the private institutions that are people like you and me who decide to open up our own institutions and deliver courses to international and domestic students as such. Now, the biggest advantage of studying at a university and a TAFE is these are institutions that are owned by the public. So it's a very safe and a secure institution for your students to study and be a part of. Now, what you see in front on your screen is what one of our campuses look like. So this is our Frankston campus as such, and it tells you a bit about who we are and when a brief idea about what our background is as such, which I'll cover as we go through the presentation. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all the reasons as to why you or your student should choose Chisholm, but I thought I'll highlight a couple of points in here so you're able to differentiate between us and the other providers that you represent as such. Now, what are the advantages of studying at Chisholm? The biggest advantage is we are a government-owned education training entity. Like I mentioned, we are a public provider which is owned and funded by the respective by the Victorian state government. We are one of the largest vocational education and training provider in Victoria. We not only offer diploma programs, we also offer undergraduate programs. I think the biggest confusion in the sector is the moment we say a TAFE, most of the partners generally tend to think that we only deliver diploma programs. Yes, TAFEs were mainly set up to deliver diploma programs, but what's happened in the last couple of years is We have also started delivering undergraduate degrees. And there are some TAFEs in Australia which also deliver postgraduate degrees. But in the case of Chisholm, we deliver diploma programs, we deliver certificate programs, we deliver bachelor or undergraduate degrees, and we deliver diploma to degree programs. All our teachers are people that are working in the industry. So these are people who bring the experience to the classrooms and are able to work with the students. So TAFE stands for Technical and Further Education, and TAFEs are known to focus on practical outcomes and bringing the industry to the classrooms. Because we are a public funded and a public owned entity, we get millions of dollars in funding on a very regular basis. So we have state of the art facilities and equipments that are currently on offer to all the students as such. Multiple locations in the growth corridors of Victoria, which are basically in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. Again, I'll take you through a map as we go through the presentation. Majority, in fact, all our courses have practical outcomes, small classroom sizes where one-on-one attention is possible. Typically, in a classroom, we have about 16 to 20 students, and the teacher is able to provide that individual attention to the students in a classroom because it's a very intimate environment. All our qualifications are recognized throughout Australia. So in case a student comes and finishes our degree, our diploma program, our degree program, certificate program, and in case they want to move to another university, they would be able to because our programs are recognized. Of course, it comes down to the entry requirements of the particular university as such. But we have had students who have completed our vocational programs and gone to universities to further their studies into degree programs, and we have students who have completed our undergraduate degrees and gone to universities to do postgraduate programs as such. Uh, all our courses, majority of our courses have industry accreditations, which I'll share as we go through the presentation. Now, we do not have a ranking like what the universities do as such, but what we do have is a specific recognition. So what you see on the screen is the prize cup with one mentioned on it. The government runs a survey every year called as the Quality Indicator Learning Teaching Survey. It's called as QILT. So this happens on a yearly basis, and every institution needs to take part in this particular survey where the students grade us on the basis of several services or factors in there. So in the last 2 years, we have been consistently ranked as number one in student satisfaction in comparison to all the TAFEs in Australia. In 2023, we got a recognition for having the highest employment rates for international students in comparison to all the TAFEs across Australia. Now, this is me, I'm not making this up. These are results that are publicly available. So if you go and type QILT or look at that link on the screen, you will be able to see the results for yourself. And as this presentation is recorded, you will be able to access this later on as well. So this is a recognition that we offer to the students, the international students, because I think the era that we are living in at the moment, the most important thing a student and a parent wants to now know is if I invest in a degree, if I invest in my studies, will I be able to get employment? So I think this is what we are able to answer. Upon completion of our degrees, we make you industry ready. You should be able to find employment once you complete our program as such. So make sure that you go and check out these results for yourselves. Now, some quick facts about us, just to showcase how large we as an institution are. We have currently 32,000 students studying with us. That's domestic and international. Now, majority of our students are domestic students. So we have about 250 international students undertaking our programs in Australia. And we have about close to 3,000 students undertaking our programs outside of Australia and countries such as China. So the biggest advantage of your students studying with us at Chisholm is they are in an environment with local Australian students. There's plenty of local domestic Australian students undertaking apprenticeship programs, diploma programs, degrees as such. So they're basically in a classroom in an environment local Australian students. That makes it very, which makes it very. I think from a diversity perspective, it is fantastic because it gives your students an opportunity to understand the local Australian culture. Um, Now, talking about delivery of courses outside of Australia, yes, we do deliver courses outside of Australia as well. We have about 3,000 students in China who are undertaking programs in accounting, business, and so on with about nine partner colleges. We have work experience working with countries such as Vietnam, where we have delivered a vocational education reform project, which we are currently doing that a similar project in Cambodia as well. We have delivered our courses in Sri Lanka, in Qatar, and so on. So it's a globally recognized institution where we have students outside of Australia undertaking our studies as well. So 250 courses currently on offer, with majority of the courses being for domestic students, 1,600 plus staff, a global reach with 16 courses delivered out of five countries and seven campuses across Melbourne, with three campuses currently housing international students. Now, as I continue into the presentation, I just wanted to give you an idea about what the current state of affairs looks like in Australia as such. I think before we started the presentation, you might have heard me and Paul talking about what the current state of affairs are. Things are changing, the markets are changing. The government is really coming down to focusing on genuine international students where they're looking for every single piece of paper. What we have been hearing and what we have been seeing is the DHA is clearly requesting for every provider, every agent, and every student to lodge and check every single piece of paper. They are looking at your English results, they are looking at your financial capacity, which I think is extremely important. For a provider like Chisholm, we have always maintained this process where we request for every single piece of paper to ensure that the student is ticking off all the boxes, and also to ensure that we are comfortable that we are recruiting genuine students. So we request all our students to provide evidence of English. We request all our students to provide evidence of financials, which I believe is a fantastic thing for us to do moving forward. So the landscape, as you know, is completely changing. I understand that there are mixed messages currently being received by the Department of Home Affairs, but one thing we know is they want genuine students and they want us to recruit from Southeast Asian countries. And Philippines, I think, is in a very strong position as we grow. We will always maintain our commitment to recruit students from the Philippines, and Philippines is a very key market for us. We have been present in there for several years. We are increasing our onshore presence as we go. I was there in the month of March, catching up with some of our partners, and I again am planning to visit Philippines in the next couple of weeks or so, just to wrap up our semester two intake. So you'll definitely see me and hear from me again. Now, Ministerial Direction 115. Now, as you all know, we are all governed by the Ministerial Direction 115 because this is how the visa prioritization works. I'm not sure if you're aware, under MD 115, TAFEs are exempt from the visa prioritization. So the way it works is we as a TAFE are categorized as a priority one provider. So all the CRICOS institutions in Australia are given a specific number, which is called as a NOSC. So in the case of Chisholm, we will always be classified as a priority one, irrespective of what our NOSC is. So if you go on to the prioritization listing on the website, which is updated on a fortnightly basis, you will see that all the TAFEs in Australia are basically exempt and all the TAFEs in Australia appear under priority one. So I think this is a biggest benefit for you if you're recruiting students for Chisholm or any other TAFEs as such. What this means is all the outcomes should be made available to you and your students in a maximum of 4 weeks. So this is what being on a priority one means, that any student that you apply to any TAFE in Australia, the outcome should be made available in a span of 4 weeks as such. And generally speaking, I have been able to see those outcomes being made available to Chisholm in 4 weeks or less. Now, talking about visa outcomes, our visa outcomes have been extremely positive this year. So we finished one intake in Feb. We have another upcoming intake in July. The numbers are not big, but for whatever numbers we are recruited from offshore Philippines, we are traveling at 100% visa grant rate at the moment. So I believe this is where the agents from the Philippines need to pat themselves on the back, because I think you as the agents are doing a wonderful job by recruiting genuine students. The retention is really high at Chisholm, especially for students coming from the Philippines, because these are students who want to come, invest their time in the studies and complete their studies as such. And some of the programs that we have as well are very attractive in terms of the type of students we want to recruit from the Philippines. So we're currently in the process of finalizing our applications for the semester two intake. I am aware that we have had some visa grants for semester two intake. Some applications are currently in the final stages as well. So if you do have any applications, please go ahead and file them, because again, priority one provider outcome should be available in a maximum of 4 weeks. Our orientation orientation is on the 7th of July, and the higher education programs have late commencements until the end of July. So on the basis of this, the the last date to issue a COE for this particular intake will be the first week of June. So we at least have another 4 weeks before we wrap up for this intake. So if you do have any applications, please move forward. Pathways and higher education, this is where you'll see our commitment. We definitely want to promote higher education programs in the Philippines. Having said that, we also promote vocational programs because we understand that Philippines is a vocational market, and we have had visas for vocational programs as well. And of course, diploma to degree is another pathway that we will continue to promote in the Philippines. Now, our locations, this is what you'll see on the map. These are all our locations as such. So we have campuses basically in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. International courses are delivered out of Dandenong, Berwick, and Frankston. So these are suburbs which are approximately an hour from the Melbourne city. So if you're traveling from the city, it takes approximately an hour to get to us by public transportation, that is by a train or a bus as such. If you're driving down the highway, you could get there in probably 40 or 45 minutes or so. Now, the advantage of being out in the suburb is there's plenty of accommodation available. Accommodation is affordable, and the government has invested and is investing a lot in these suburbs as such. So this particular corridor is known as the manufacturing corridor of Victoria. This is also known as the health corridor of the southeastern suburbs. Dandenong is approximately 10 minutes away from the train station. Berwick is right next to the train station. Again, the Frankston campus too is right next to the train station. We also can assist your students with accommodation options where we have certain service departments in Dandenong in Dandenong and Frankston. I'm sure you would have heard of this company called as Quest. So they're situated very close to a campus, and your students can opt for short-term or long-term accommodation in there. And also we have a special arrangement with Federation University, which is situated right opposite to a Berwick campus. So if you're a student that holds a COE from Chisholm, studying at a Berwick campus, you can definitely reach out to the Federation Living Accommodation at the Federation University campus and see if you can opt in to use their accommodation. Of course, the accommodation, it comes down to basis of the availability, but we have had international students who have used their accommodation, and it's right opposite to the Chisholm campus. So if I was an international student, I would come and stay in the suburbs as such, because again, plenty of employment opportunities available around these suburbs as such, because there are schools, universities, shopping malls, hospitals, and so on in these areas as such. And again, accommodation is affordable, and the Filipino community in these suburbs is growing. We have a lot of actually local Australian students who come from the Filipino background who are currently undertake a wide variety of programs with us. And I can also see a lot of the Filipino students who are studying with us. They have a lot of relatives, friends, and families who are living around the campuses as such. Now, what you'll see on this, you'll see a QR codes mentioned on all our slides. Please feel free to take out your mobile, scan our QR codes, and it'll take you to our website as such. I just have 5 more slides to go. We're almost getting to the end of it as such. So I request you to please concentrate on these last few slides, because this is where all the important information comes in. Our endorsement, so this basically shows you that we are endorsed by all the government and regulatory bodies in Australia and in Victoria as such. So rest assured, we are a public funded organization owned by the Victorian state government. Your students are definitely safe, and all our qualifications are recognized throughout Australia. Now, These are some of the course areas that are currently on offer for international students. Of course, we are growing these course programs as we go, but these are some of the areas that we are currently have on offer. So some of these areas might be in the certificate and a diploma stream, and some of them may be in the undergraduate stream, and some of them may be offered as a diploma to degree program as well. Now, to bring it down in a nutshell, these are the courses that we currently have on offer. Just to let you know, our English requirements for majority for courses are IELTS 6 no band less than a 5.5 or equivalent in a PT, with the exception of nursing, where the diploma of nursing is at IELTS 7, no band less than a 7, except writing can be at a 6.5. So these are some of our most popular degrees and diploma to degree programs that we currently have on offer. A Bachelor's of Engineering Technology is a very unique program. It's not an honors degree, it's a 3 years degree. And we offer two different specializations, mechanical and manufacturing and mechatronics. The program is accredited by Engineers Australia. Now, the biggest difference between this and a 4 year program is you will be completing this program in 3 years. The outcomes are very similar to that of an engineering honors degree. So, what we do differently in this program is in the last semester, we guarantee your students something called as a work integrated learning for about 8 weeks. So, in the last semester, we take your students, we place them in a local company where they're actually solving a problem, working in that organization for about 8 weeks. This is a part of the program, and this is guaranteed for all your students. Two specializations, mechanical and manufacturing and mechatronics. At the moment, we are the only school in Victoria to offer a 3 year specialization in the mechanical and the manufacturing and the mechatronics stream. Has an accreditation by Engineers Australia. We do get students from the Philippines who are coming and undertaking this program. Uh, Mathematics is one of the compulsory requirements in year 12. So, yeah, a popular stream for students from the Philippines. The most popular degree for us is a Bachelor's of Community Mental Health, Alcohol, and Other Drugs. This is a program in the community services area, but specializes in the mental health, alcohol, and other drugs as a study area. The only school in Australia to have this program on scope at an undergraduate level. We do get students from the Philippines undertaking the program, especially students who have completed their bachelor's of nursing and who do not want to do nursing or want to specialize in these areas as such. It's a non-clinical qualification, which gives you the tips and techniques to deal with people coming from these troubled areas such as mental health, alcohol, and drug abuse. It's accredited by a body called as Commonwealth Workers Australia, that's CWA. And again, there are practical placements that are part of this program. Our newest degree is a Bachelor's of Information Technology in Cyber Security, which is a 3 year degree as such. Now, the engineering technology, community mental health, and IT degree are direct 3 year degrees. We also offer second year entry into three other degrees, the first one being a Bachelor's of Psychology. Now, if you do have a student in the Philippines who has completed a diploma, which is equivalent to an Australian diploma, or a first year of bachelor, which is equivalent to a bachelor in Australia, in any study streams that are closely related to psychology, leadership or management and accounting, we can give them a direct second year entry. Say, for example, to keep this very simple, you have a student who's looking at a bachelor's of psychology degree. Now, we do not offer a direct first year entry. The student can enter via a diploma program with us. That's either a diploma of nursing or a diploma of community services package with a bachelor's of psychology. Or if you have a student who has completed a diploma of health science, a diploma of nursing, a bachelor's of psychology, or a bachelor's of nursing in the first year, send the transcripts to us. We will assess it and we can provide them a direct second year entry into any of these courses. Now, the advantage of that is it reduces the study duration, it reduces the fees, and it also meets one of the requirements where upon completion, the students can look at a post-study work visa as well. So, unique degrees, a direct second year entry, as you see on the screen, Bachelor's of Psychology second year entry only. Student must have completed an Australian recognized diploma or first year of bachelor's in a similar stream. So this is applicable to all three degrees. Or you can opt for a diploma to degree program as well. That's diploma of nursing leading to a community mental health degree. This is a fantastic combination. because you're studying about nursing. You become an enrolled nurse and you go into the community mental health area. So it becomes a 1.5 plus a 2.5 year program. A diploma of nursing to a bachelor of psychology, a 1.5 plus a 2 year program. A diploma of community services leading to a bachelor's of community mental health, a 1.5 plus a 2 year program, or a diploma of community services leading to a bachelor's psychology program. We also offer a standalone early childhood education, that certificate 3 leading to a diploma, and a standalone diploma of nursing program. So these are currently some of the programs that we have on offer. We are introducing more degrees, undergraduate degrees, in several upcoming streams as such. So watch this space. In the next couple of months or so, I'll be sending out information on as to what those new degrees are. This is just to give you an idea about our partnerships with the industry. What you see on the screen are some of the accreditation bodies. Engineers Australia accredits our engineering degree. ANMAC is responsible for accreditation of our nursing program. Chartered Accountants, Australia, New Zealand, and CPA recognizes our accounting degree. Bekoff is one of the largest automation companies in the world, located in the southeastern suburbs. This is where your students who are undertaking the Bachelor's of Engineering Technology program can do their work integrated learning. St. John of God is a hospital which is situated behind our Berwick campus. Uh, APAC is the body accrediting psychology programs. ACWA, which has changed to CWA, is the Community Workers Association. And WISE is another entity which basically supports students who are undertaking programs in community services as such. So these are some of the recognition that we have. Of course, we have a lot. And we do have some fantastic international stories on our website as well. I'll put some link in the chat window as we finish the presentation. Now, how to apply? As you know, you have a central point where all the applications are lodged via Yes Education. As such, our process is very simple and straightforward. We have an application form which can be downloaded. It's a paper-based application form. You type in all the information. Along with that, you attach certified copies of your passport, your English results, your academics, your work experience certificates, and so on. Conditional offer letters can be issued, but to issue a conditional offer letter, we would at least require a copy of your passport and a copy of your academics as such. We usually take about 2 to 3 working days to issue a conditional letter of offers. The conditions can vary depending on your circumstances, but to give you an idea, the condition can be copy of your English results, a genuine student interview, copy of your financial matrix or evidence of financials, and so on. Now, once the conditional offer letter is issued, we'll work with you on meeting those conditions. We will also conduct a genuine student interview, which is an interview via Teams or Zoom. Majority of the times it's undertaken by me, where we ask questions around why Chisholm, take us through the journey, what your future plans are, what research you undertaken, and so on. So you know the drill. Uh, we request for evidence of English to be provided, which I am sure is not an issue from a country like the Philippines because your level of English is extremely high. We also request for evidence of financials, which can be completed in a checklist, and the evidence of financials can be provided. So basically, what we are looking at when it comes to financials are that the student has sufficient financial standing to support 1 year tuition fees and 1 year living and a one-way ticket to Philippines as such. Blood relatives can be the sponsors. I know in the case of in Filipino students, there's plenty of family members who are based in Melbourne, in Australia. We're definitely happy to accept those sponsors. Please ensure that these sponsors are directly related to the students. So when I say directly related, we are definitely looking at blood relatives, that's parents, grandparents, mothers and sisters, paternal uncles and aunts, and so on. So I think that income level and the repay capacity to support themselves is the key. Generally speaking, we will work with you in terms of the financial documentations. But yes, I think the direction Department of Home Affairs is headed in is they are requesting every agent, every student to document, to provide, lodge every single piece of paper, as you've seen in the presentations provided. I know with the streamlined assessment, with the streamlined level as such, Chisholm at the moment gets the streamlined facility. But yes, If you do end up lodging the documentation without the evidence as such, the Department of Home Affairs can come and ask you for the evidence. So I think it's better to ensure that we collate all the information and we upload that in one instance. And I will work with you to make this process as smooth as possible. So this is how it works, and all the documentations, of course, you would send it to your contact in Yes Education, and then they would work with us in sending the applications to a specified email address. Now, education agent obligations. Again, Yes Education has been one of our trusted partners. We have been working with them for quite some time. I'm sure Yes Education is definitely aware of their obligations, and I'm sure you, as channel partners, as well, are aware of what the obligations are. This is just in a nutshell. The ESOS framework has been a moving piece in the last couple of months. Plenty of restrictions and changes have been announced. Just ensure that you're providing your students the right information at any point in time. If you have any questions or queries, please reach out to Pau, and she'll be able to get in touch with me and answer any questions or doubts that you may have. On the other hand, we do have our own ways to monitor performance as such, and we will work with Yes Education to identify any change, any discrepancies or any changes, and so on. At any point in time, if you have any queries, please raise it with Pau, and she can definitely run it past me. But I'll make this information available to available to Pau, and of course, this being recorded, so you can access it at any point in time. Um, Plenty of services for students at Chisholm. It's a large public institution. I would recommend you to visit our YouTube playlist. There's a lot of videos on there available, new videos available for international students. Actually, Pau and I were trying to showcase a video, but we are unable to get the sound working as such. So happy to put those videos links up in the chat window. So please go and check them out. Lot of content on a website, lot of international student stories on there. We are present on LinkedIn, social media platforms such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. If you want to tag us, please use the hashtag Chisholm Institute as your tag. But yes, there is a lot of information available for you. Now, before I wrap up this presentation and we go to the Kahoot quiz as such, I just wanted to highlight what the value proposition for students from the Philippines at Chisholm Institute is. So these are some of the value propositions I was able to come up with. The location: we are based in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. It's growing, strong cultural ties around our campuses as such. We are very easily accessible by public transportation facilities. In fact, we have a 360-degree virtual tour of all our campuses available on our website. You can see for yourself. You can show that to your parents. You can show that to the parents and the students as such, in case they want to see the location of the campus and how far we are from the public transportation facilities. Popular course areas and pathways, as I've shared, and this is definitely growing. We are government owned, which makes it a very safe and a secure institution. Majority of our courses offer work integrated learning, whereas, which means that these practical placements are a part of the degree. And as mentioned, we have this recognition in 2022, highest international graduate employment rates in comparison to all the TAFEs in Australia. And in 2024 and 2025, we have had highest student satisfaction rates, of course, in comparison to all the other TAFEs in Australia housing international students. Fantastic student support services currently on offer. One of the things that Chisholm is currently proud of is our student support services that we extend to our international students. We have international well-being officers that do a check-in on your students on a very regular basis, just to ensure that the support is provided and they're well looked after. Again, we are a very affordable study option. The average tuition fee for undergraduate degrees is approximately $21,000 to $23,000 a year, which makes it extremely attractive. So, yep, it's definitely an affordable study option. We do have pathways to post-graduation studies where upon completion of some of our undergraduate degrees, your students will be eligible to further them into a master's program. Of course, this is dependent on that particular institution's entry requirements. But yes, it is a TEXA accredited undergraduate qualification. They should be able to further their studies into post-graduation. And we have had students who have done so. The most important is all our skills are transferable to the growing economy in the Philippines. I know Philippines as a country is currently focusing a lot on emerging areas such as digital IT technology, cyber security, and so on. So, for example, if a student completes a bachelor's of IT and cyber security program, they should be able to transfer and take back all these skills to countries such as the Philippines, where the economy is growing. So, what I recommend all the students is when you're coming to Australia, it's all about the experience. You're stepping away from your comfort zone. You're coming into a country like Australia, which is very safe. It has a lot to offer. I think the first focus of coming to a country like Australia is to complete your studies, gain the experience, do the right thing. Of course, think about taking your qualification and experience back to your home country where you can do a lot as such. But there's the first thing what the students need to focus on is completing their degrees. Once the degrees are completed, opportunities will be made available to all the students. So this is my personal experience and my advice because I came to Australia as an international student as well. I completed my studies, I completed my program, I did the right thing, and of course, opportunities were made available once I completed the programs as such. So I would encourage you to promote this to your students as well. Now, with that, I will end my presentation here. Thank you so much for your time. You have been very patient. If you have any questions, please feel to put them in the chat window. I will send some links in the next couple of minutes and then I'll open the Kahoot quiz as such. Just 10 questions, very simple and straightforward, or the entire quiz is based on the presentation what I've just done. So this will test your knowledge to see if you have been listening to what I've been speaking in the last half an hour. So I'm going to stop my screen sharing here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prashant. But yeah, hopefully to our dear agents, you are able to take down notes, not just because of the Kahoot game, but definitely for your own knowledge, for your the information you're about to share to your potential students as well. So we have couple of questions actually here, Prashant.
Yeah.
Um, so okay, let me pull it out. So first question, this is I think um I think I can answer this, but definitely you can
Oh,
add more
yes. I,
information
I,
about this one. So, if
yeah,
a 33-year-old student has a master's degree but
yeah,
wants to study a diploma course, is there a possibility that that his student visa will be approved?
yeah.
Um, Definitely I'm not a visa officer, migration officer, but it's very general, the question as well. And I know most of the Filipinos are like students are asking the same. So, but definitely we discourage to do an application something like this one because for a student that already has a master degree, so definitely, like when it comes to educational background, work experience, it's already extensive. Like it's really out there, high already. So having a downgrade of qualification of education, um, providers, not just Chisholms, but even universities or other private colleges, would not accept this application because they know that there's a really slim chance of a visa grad for a lot of factors like the age, the student's profile. So for this case, we would encourage the student to take master by research maybe, um or if there's another like a specialization, another master's degree specialized in whatever on that field, we would be strongly suggesting that one. Do you want or need to add more, Prash, for with
I,
on
I,
my answer?
I think, Pab, you have hit the nail on the head as such. I think excellent answer. I think uh, one of the biggest things that the Department of Home Affairs is always looking at is study progression.
Progression,
And
yes.
and also the other thing is what they would be looking at is what value would a vocational education add to a post-graduation student. So definitely they would not encourage questions, answers such as a pathway to PR and so on as such.
Mhm.
So I think the advice that Pau provided is very true and based on what I've seen as such. Progressing further at that particular withholding that level of qualification is a good idea. And again, we can only talk based on experience as such. We are not visa officers. We really don't know what decisions they would make, but based on our experience and opinion, I think what Pau did say and what is right, and I would definitely second that as such. So that's great. Um, Now, looking at the second question, Pau, are you happy if I take if I
Yeah,
provide?
sure, sure.
Fantastic, yeah. So, what are the usual reasons why a provider rejects an application from international students? Now, from a Chisholm's perspective, this it's definitely, we would look at the age and the qualification of the student as such. Are they progressing further or are they stepping down? That's one of the reasons what we would look at. We would try to connect the dots to see what the student has completed and what they are planning to achieve. Um, Previous visa refusals, especially with student visas, is something which we would reject as such. If there are any refusals for tourist visas for Australia, we could definitely consider. I cannot say yes, it will be guaranteed, but we will definitely consider that as such. I think generally, these two are the reasons. Other than that, if the student hasn't met the academic requirement, the English requirement, or if the student does not have the English capacity, these are the reasons what we would look at. Now, to give you an ideal student that applies to Chisholm, somebody who has completed their K-12, looking to further their studies, somebody who has just passed out of their undergraduate degree at the right I mean, in the right course area, such is definitely something we could look at. Of course, somebody who has done undergraduate, postgraduate, and is then looking at downgrading is something which would be challenging. On the other hand, as well, if sorry, these are some of the reasons why we would reject an application for an international student. I think which is very similar to what other institutions and universities do as well. Nothing's different than what some of your other providers would do. So I hope I answered that question. Um, until what age can a student apply for higher education? Look, this is a very delicate question as such. Now, as you know, there's no particular age under which the Department of Home Affairs specializes as such, because we may end up offending the candidates. Now, to put this answer in a nutshell, we look at the applicant's profile very carefully. We look at to see if they have completed their studies, high school, if they've completed their undergraduate studies, if they have had work experience, and so on. So the dots need to be connected as such. So if the dots are connecting, we are definitely happy to take the conversation further. And one of the other things also we closely look at is there's a lot of information available publicly when it comes to the visa grant rates and the visa lodgements on the Department of Home Affairs websites. So this data can be looked at from, if you drill it down to the age, if you drill it down to the area and so on, you are able to see the active visa grant and refusal rates. So we take into account those as well. So I hope I'm able to have been able to answer that question. So generally, we're looking at students who are wanting to move up that ladder. Somebody who's completed high school, going to vocational and degree, and so on. Can a student who has had more than a year of gap apply for vocational or bachelor? Yes, certainly they can. Somebody who's had a gap of more than a year can apply for a diploma program, a diploma to degree program, or a degree program as such. Absolutely no problems with that.
Prash, I would just like to ask regarding students who had previous visa refusal, because you mentioned
Yeah,
you're um you will not be accepting that one. So, but say
yeah,
for example, a
yeah,
student had a previous refusal for, let's say, more than 2 years ago,
yeah,
or like 3 years ago, or maybe 5 years
yeah,
ago, and the student would
yeah,
want to further a master's program.
yeah.
Will it be something Chizom can take a look at?
Look, I mean, ultimately, because we only offer undergraduate degrees as such,
Right.
and say diploma programs, I think the category which we would fall under would be very low. Say, for example, if somebody has had a refusal like a year, 2 or 3 years ago, right? So I think they would be looking at, they would have probably completed their bachelor's or even master's degree as such, which will become a big challenging when we are accepting our profile. And also, I know it's a very bad thing, but I think we would given the reasons as such. If the reasons were mentioned clearly, of course, we are happy to investigate that further. But because the reasons are not mentioned clearly on a visa refusal, we just don't know why the visas were refused.
Right.
With the tourist visas, definitely in the past we have looked at tourist visa refusals and we have had success as well. But in this current scenario with the student visa refusals, right, we are a bit concerned, as to what those reasons may be. Because as you know, the reasons for visa refusals are extremely generic, and we don't know what's gone wrong there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, Let me check if there are other like a private chat only or like Q&A. Uh, All good. I think there's no more questions at this moment, but
Yeah.
definitely to our attendees, if you have something in mind as the Kahoot games starts, definitely just chat in on our Q&A or chat box. So there, just get your phones ready for our Kahoot game, which Prashant
All
will be
right.
sharing.
Thank you all so much. I'll be sharing this Kahoot game with you. There's only 10 questions. Okay, I think we should be able to wrap it up quickly. Pretty simple and straightforward. So I'm sure you already know your way through around Kahoot as such. I'm going to read out the questions for you because I think we have been unsuccessful in sharing the sound. Hang on, I think you can't see my screen, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Mm, Apologies, yeah. I'm having some technical difficulties. Just give me 1 second. Let me
It
exit my
happens. No worries,
presentation.
Prash.
Always, it works before the thing, and then when you have to present, the
All
drama
gone.
starts. Yeah. So I think you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, there you
So
go.
to our
So
attendees, just scan
please
the QR code.
scan the QR code, or you can go to kahoot.it
Yeah.
and just put in the game pin.
Put your name, and maybe put your name and your agency name
Yes,
for
please.
us
Yeah,
to
your name and
know.
agency name. Yes. So scan the code or go to kahoot.it and put in the game pin. Waiting for you guys to join. Nice. We have two participants.
We're expecting everybody to join, guys. We have,
Fantastic. We have three.
yes.
If you win this, you can go around bragging. You'll have the bragging rights, that you know everything about Chisholm.
Keep on joining, guys.
Keep on joining. Come on. I think we have 14 participants. That's including me. So we are looking for another
12.
8 more names here.
Yeah.
So we have four. Brilliant. So we just need 8 more. Come on.
Don't be shy, guys. We have a
Look, I
generous prize.
exactly. I can't see, who is winning or who is not winning as such, So definitely have a look at definitely, and it's easy, very easy questions, very simple and straightforward.
So hopefully everyone was able to understand and jot down notes as Prashant was discussing.
Yeah, and it all relates to the presentation only.
Presentation.
Nothing
Yes.
hanky panky in there. No secret questions. No special questions. Everything very simple and straightforward. So we're almost there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We're looking for about 5 more people.
Yes.
Don't be shy, guys. Seriously, I will not hold you to it.
But I think there are some that had joined, like, I think two. There's two name, the same name.
Okay.
So
So
looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Yeah,
so
just to
we're
be
basically
sure.
looking at one more. So I'm going to wait for another 30 seconds.
Yes.
Nice. Well, it's 25 seconds. I
It's
know I'm
like on a
building the
basketball
pressure.
court.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm building the pressure. Look, just to let you know, I actually hold the record of being the first person, the first university to host a Kahoot uh, program during the pandemic. So I used to work for Victoria University, Melbourne,
Yes.
and we were one of the or the only university to actually start using Kahoot as such. And I know I had a habit of building pressure on the participants as such, and this is what I'm exactly doing at the moment. So trust me, you'll have a lot of bragging rights, if you end up winning this competition. Very simple and straightforward. So another 10 seconds to go.
Okay.
I know I've been saying 10 seconds for the last 10 seconds, but yeah.
All
All right.
right.
Three, two, one. So good luck.
Okay.
May the force be with you. It's very simple and straightforward. I think the answers for each of the question, you'll have about 15, 10 to 20 seconds. I will read the question out for you. So please bear with my beautiful voice. Thank you. So we start now. And your first question. What is Chisholm Institute? Very simple and straightforward. What is Chisholm Institute? And these are your options. Are we a TAFE? Are we a university? Are we a school? Are we a private provider? Wow, fantastic. Everybody got that right. So I think nobody answered that incorrectly. Fantastic. So yes, we are a TAFE, technical and further education, which is, I'm sure you guys have heard me during the presentation. See, I told you it's very simple and straightforward. Now the next question, again, which Australian state is home to Chisholm Institute? Oh, this has to be really easy. All right, and your answers are, oh, sorry, your options are Victoria, New South Wales, Tasmania, South Australia. There you go, Victoria. Brilliant. I think these we have a fantastic crew in here. It's going to be interesting to see who wins this. So yeah, we are based in Victoria. We are in Melbourne, which is the most livable city in the world, as you know, and it's the number one student city in Australia as such. So yep. So the next question is true or false? Is Chisholm Institute a public provider? Your options are, is it true or false? Wow, these guys are brilliant, Pau. I think, we have done a fantastic job with our training as such. This is brilliant. Yes, we are a public institution. We are owned and funded by the Victorian state government. Now, I'm feeling actually really nervous. I should have put in more questions as such. I think we're going to be finishing this really quickly. So, your next question, I think we finished three. We have seven more to go. Uh, how many undergraduate degrees does Chisholm offer to international students? Now, this is a tricky one. How many undergraduate degrees does Chisholm offer to international students? And your options are 7, 3, 5, and 8. Oh, I can see, the answers are coming in slowly now. Yep, we have 6 more seconds. I had to put a tricky question in there. We're not going to make it that easy. Not bad. Four got it right. You are actually correct. I think we have 7 degrees on offer. Bachelor's of Engineering Technology in Manufacturing, Bachelor of Engineering Technology in Mechatronics, Bachelor of Community Mental Health, Alcohol and Other Drugs, Bachelor of IT in Cyber Security, Bachelor's of Business in Management and Leadership, Bachelor of Business in Accounting, and Bachelor of Psychology. That makes it 7. So that's brilliant. So whoever has been seeing my presentation, I think probably has made notes of it. 7 degrees is the right answer. So let's go to a next question. You got to type your answer. What are the IELTS requirements for undergraduate degrees? So I did mention this. It's very simple and straightforward. What are the IELTS requirements for undergraduate degrees as such? Ooh, we have one answer. We have 8 more seconds, 6 more seconds, 3 more seconds, two, one. There we go. So 6.5, IELTS 660. So the correct answer is IELTS is 6, no band less than a 5.5. That's where majority of our degrees, the IELTS requirements for majority, sorry, of our degrees are, with the exception of Diploma of Nursing, which is at IELTS 7. So we are almost there, guys. Almost there. Again, a simple true or false. Under Ministerial Direction 115, is Chisholm Institute categorized as a priority one provider? Answers are, there you go. Brilliant. Yes. So I think I'm sure you all know this. Under MD 115, We are categorized as a priority one provider, which means that the visa outcome should be made available to you in a span of 4 weeks or so, which is one of the strongest reasons as to why you should be promoting Chisholm and all your other TAFEs as such. I think we have two more questions or three more questions. Which professional body accredits the Bachelor of Engineering Technology program at Chisholm? I have shared this on the screen. I've spoken about this as well. There you go. These are options. I didn't want to put the what the acronyms stand for, otherwise the answers would have been really easy. So let's see who chooses the correct answer. Is it EA, CWA, CPA, or AHPRA? Yep. EA is the correct answer. Engineers Australia. Our degree is currently accredited by Engineers Australia as such. We offer a 3-year engineering degree, which is an engineering technologist specialization. I think we have two more. Now, Chisholm is the only provider in Australia to deliver the Bachelor of Community Mental Health, Alcohol, and Other Drugs program. Is this true or is this false? This is true. We are currently the only provider in Australia to deliver this program, to have this program on scope. We deliver the Bachelor of Community Mental Alcohol and Other Drugs program. It's a 3-year undergraduate degree. Maybe this is the last question. No, we have two more to go. Does Chisholm offer work integrated learning and practical placements to students in their undergraduate degrees? I think this is very simple and straightforward as such. I'm sure you all would get, yep, there you go. The answer was right in the question. Majority of our courses have work integrated learning and practical placements as a part of the degree. Now, the last question, whoever gets this right will end up having the bragging rights for life. Now, let's see. Does Chisholm deliver standalone VET vocational education and diploma to degree programs? It's a simple true or a false question. I've spoken about this. Answers are coming in. There you go. Yes. Chisholm delivers standalone vocational programs, a diploma of community services, a diploma of nursing, a diploma of early childhood education to the students in the Philippines, and we also deliver diploma to degree programs. With that, my Kahoot quiz comes to an end. Let's see who the winners are. Thanks for participating. Let's check the podium. On number 3 is Patty. Congratulations, Patty. You do get bragging rights as well. Dom, congratulations. And number 1 is Lord from A Plus Primer. Congratulations, Lord. Very well done. You get lifelong bragging rights for being the winner and representing Chisholm as such. We are definitely, now that you know everything about Chisholm, we are definitely expecting applications from you. So, yeah. Congratulations once again, and thank you so much for participating in this quiz as such. I hope it was interactive and informative for all of you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I can hear that terrible music in the background. Give me 1 second. Let me close this. Yep. So, yeah, I hope the presentation was really informative. Happy to always be available for any questions or queries that you may have. Again, Pav is fantastic. She's been very extremely supportive of Chisholm Institute. We have been looking to grow our numbers. We have been successful in growing our numbers from the Philippines. Of course, I would value any feedback that you may have. I'm really looking forward to see you all in person. So what we did on the screen, we definitely want to do that in person with you as well in the Philippines. So keep an eye out for any invitations that you may receive from Pau. So if you do, please do come and attend the sessions face to face as well. You see me, I'm very interactive. I can make it very fun as well. So definitely I'm looking forward to see you all in person. Other than that, I wish you all the very best. Semester 2 recruitment is still ongoing. Australia is a very safe and a welcoming destination. We want students from the Philippines to come and study in Australia and to choose Chisholm. With that, I will end my presentation in here and I hand it over to Pam.
Thank you so much, Prashant, for that wonderful and interactive webinar with us. So I have all the the names of the winners. But yeah, definitely, guys, if you do have any questions, clarifications, not just about like the admission process or the um English and entry requirements, please do let me know. And if you have any potential students you wish us to have a talk with them, do let me know. Prashant will be more than willing to talk to the student or maybe like the sponsors just to share more information about the programs, the course, and anything about Chisholm, about Melbourne, about Victoria, please let me know. I'll be sharing the recording together with the presentation deck and other marketing materials if they do have any. So, Prash, thank you again for your time. Stay warm on that cold weather
Yes,
of
thank you.
Melbourne, as always. And to our attendees, thank you so much. You still have time for your to prepare lunch. But yeah, thank you again, everyone, and have a pleasant Thursday. Bye.
Thank you. Bye
Bye,
all. Stay cool
Prashant. Bye,
and enjoy
everyone.
the rest of the day. Peace.
You
Bye. Bye,
too.
Pao. See you all.
Bye.